Wow. Well, now we're going to have to start all over again.
It says waiting for the C47.
It says we're live. Hey, Caleb.
Yeah.
Let's do an intro again. Let's do it.
Oh, we're live?
Yeah, we're live. Let's do a new intro. Here we go.
Okay. Here we go.
Okay.
So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the C47's channel. And tonight we got a new show. So welcome to everybody in the chat. Sorry for some of the technical difficulties. We'll figure it out. We'll get there. It'll be great. So first, I want to ask how Ben is doing over in pinkish purple land. Where have you been and how you doing, man?
I'm really good, thank you. Yeah, I've been with Jago. Hi, Jago. Jago's in the chat. The two of us have been for the last 10 days in Kenya. They're filming and photographing all kinds of amazing wildlife, lions and leopards and elephants and all that good stuff, which has been, yeah, just unbelievably incredible. So nice to be back and able to do this again. Sorry, we couldn't make it last week.
Well, that's I think that's a good excuse for not being here.
Pretty good excuse.
Mr. Jem,
I have
Schofield.
I have a question. Are you allowed to share a little bit about what you and Jago were doing while you were in Africa?
Yeah, we both work for a company who do tours. It's a travel company. And we went on that, and there was we needed to shoot some interviews, some stills for some sort of ongoing projects that they're doing. But we actually got to spend an awful lot of time kind of being tourists this time. It was one of those proper dream jobs. It was staying in lovely places, eating really nice food, just seeing breathtaking, amazing, yeah, just out of this world stuff. I'm a very happy boy.
I'm glad. You look like you had a great time.
Chris is already in. He said, I bet Ben buys 3 used XC15s and the rest on light.
Oh my gosh. And that brings us, folks, to today's topic, which we'll get into more in a second because we have some important business to take care of. But we're doing a kid
monkeys,
challenge.
Ben. I can't tell them about the monkeys. I can't tell
monkeys. I didn't hear about the monkeys. I'm gonna have to hear about the monkeys.
It'll get his banned again.
Okay.
Oh man. Okay. So we're doing a kit challenge today. 25 grand for an entire kit production, setup. Jem is racist against kits. The word kit, apparently.
No, I'm not.
I watched a small portion of your video today, and you're like, blah blah blah. You can say kit if you want to.
No, wait, hold on. Can I explain that for a second, Caleb? Sure. The reason I said that is because somebody made a joke online somewhere this week and said, to Jem, it's never a camera, it's always a camera system. So they were making fun of the fact that I always call it a camera system. So I said, for my own sake, we can call it a camera kit if you want. So it was more of a reply to that. I don't mind the term camera kit at all. I'm just letting you know. All right.
Gotcha.
Sorry.
Gotcha. Okay.
I do mind the new camera that Canon released today, by the way, that they think is going to compete with a cell phone for $500. But we won't talk about that on this show. Okay, fine. There we go.
Right. So as we go along, we're going to get to a very important part of the show here in a second. But as we go along, I want you guys to be thinking about what you would have picked if you haven't already. And we'd love to make this a community thing. Maybe the next kit we do, we get everybody else involved. So with that, let's move on to glasses and filling them, shall we? So I'm going to start with our captain, Jem Schofield. What's going on? What are you drinking?
No, you're the captain today. Birthday present from a good friend of mine, or good friends of mine. This is a 14-year-old Balvenie Caribbean cask, which, if you don't like the peaty stuff, is a delightful Scotch, and happy to drink neat with or without a couple of drops of water. And there we go. That's what I'm having. Who's next?
Boom. Ben, what's up?
Okay, I am drinking the cooking whiskey today, which is the usual little daily driver, the like $8 bottle that lives in my decanter. So that's what I'm on. Nothing very exciting. What about you? What are you taking the dregs out of today?
So today it's back to blended Scotch land. I think Chris was making fun of me for that last week. Come on, there it is.
Save us free.
Boom. Yep. 12.
You're in.
And it's got the signature Caleb almost empty bottle. So
yeah, obviously.
Here we go. So,
Chris,
it's nice
everyone in the
to
chat,
again.
what are we sipping on this evening, chat?
Oh yeah, local cream ale here in Edmonton, Canada.
Oh,
By the way, we're working on some of the quality issues here too. I think that Caleb and I are going to get together this week at some point, and we're going to do some tests on how videos coming into Lightstream and things. I like this platform a lot, but it's got some issues, so we'll work that out. Shout outs, Caleb. What do we got? Who's here today?
I have a billion windows open. I'm trying to manage them all on this smaller screen, which is a little awkward for me, but I just got the chat up. Regular Diet Cola drink. Okay, there you go. Small batch 1792 bourbon. That sounds expensive. What do we got else here? We already covered the
$17.92.
Okay. Yeah. Good. So, are we ready to do this? Some beer from Harrison. Swiss beer again from 360 Grad.
Cool.
All right. So, are you gentlemen ready?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
How do we want to do this? Who wants to go first?
Okay. I'll go first if you like, because I feel like I've been quite dull compared to usual with this one.
Okay.
I think I've had sensible head on.
Sensible head. Got it.
Yeah.
Let's see if
So I think.
all right, let's make sure this works. I'm gonna switch to you, and here we are.
Mm-hmm.
I'll keep an eye on the chat or the feed and see if it's working.
Wait, are you going on a family vacation for another about $8,000 US? What's going on here?
No. So let me just explain how this whole system works and what we're looking at here. What we're looking at here is a shopping basket. It's a wish list on B&H's website. And the way that B&H's website works is that you can do a wish list, but it doesn't add the quantities to the total value. So it only counts every item as being one. Now, I'm not saying that in the past that some people have cheated with this system. I'm saying that definitely hasn't happened. There's no way that's happened before. If that had happened, I think we'd all know who was responsible for it, but obviously it hasn't happened, so we don't need to talk about it anymore, Jem. But
I love the fact that you're shipping this stuff to Delaware City. So let's point that out to begin with. Okay. Thank you.
Right. Let me explain that as well. And so the reason I'm shipping it to Delaware City is if I try and send things to the Czech Republic, it won't let me send anything with a battery. And the reason I did so, first of all, if you want a US address, it makes you put in a zip code. So of course, anyone that's not from the US, the zip code that we all know is 90210, right? So we stick that in. And then it starts chucking on loads of sales tax, because I guess that's what happens when you send things to California. That's a thing now? I didn't think that used to happen, but apparently that added a load of sales tax. And I remember vaguely hearing somewhere that Delaware had no sales tax. So that's why it's going to Delaware. Make sense? Logical?
Yeah. Okay.
Gotcha.
Thank you for
before you dive into that.
I'm cheating in the past, but I'm into that. Let's go.
Well, yeah, we never cheers, I don't think. So that's
okay.
Did we? I don't know if we did.
I'm 2 in. Cheers.
So here we go. Cheers.
Cheers, Ben.
All right, Ben, hit me. What do you got?
All right. So just to carry on with just briefly explaining the format of this. So we'll go through the list, which is from the basket. Sorry, not from the basket, from the wish list. And then we'll click over to my cart, which has the total value with all the quantities updated. So that's the order in which we're doing things. So today has been quite a struggle in terms of being exhausted. So I've gone with sensible head on and gone really just put a straight kit together that will do exactly what I want for, what did we say, documentaries and corporate gigs, I think. Was that the brief?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
So you're not doing like 16 Blackmagic Pocket 4Ks or whatever.
You see, I was really tempted to go left field as usual, but this time I've just gone super sensible. So I will run through it. Starting off with grip stuff. So grip heads, quacker clamp for using polystyrene insulation boards. So you can buy those anywhere. It's great if you're traveling, you want to get a really big, nice, soft bounce. You can just go into a hardware store and buy that stuff. In the UK, it's a little tricky now because they've started putting all kinds of weird colors in it. But if you can find pure white ones if you look hard enough. Look on the websites. They cost nothing. So you don't need to fly with those. And the quacker clamp clamps onto that, and then you can put it into a grip head and put it on a stand. And they're great. And in fact, that's what the light is bouncing onto me from at the moment. So one of those, and then a Digital Juice Pro flag kit. We talked about seeing something similar from China at NAB that Caleb and I had found, which was, I think, a little cheaper than that, but it's a little more than $5, but not a lot more. So that's a full set of flags. And then I've gone for, again, because today I was getting everything done in a really nice, neat, as fast as possible way. So the GEMS C47 DP kit from Westcott, which comes with how many? Go on, Jem, run through it. What's in there?
4x4 frame built out of 22-inch tubes. Comes with a 4x8 floppy, or 4x4 that opens up to a 4x8. Comes with a silver white, and then it comes with a half grid cloth. It's funny you mentioned this kit because I would like to make a couple of little changes to it in the future. Nothing major, but a couple of little things I'd like to actually add to it. I would really love, and I'd like to get people's feedback on this, if we could work it out where it'd be on one side it would be Duvetine, so it would basically be neg fill. On the other side it would be ultra bounce, and then
yeah.
And what I'd really love to do is I'd love to add an egg crate to this. So it's a 4x4 crate. So you could even just put up the half grid cloth and then put an egg crate on there. That'd be cool.
That really would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Good.
But
so that's a lot in a very nice, easy package. You get an awful lot of flexibility with that. And then stands. I've gone for 6 regular light stands, 2 C stands with arms, grip heads. And then I've
somebody's getting 2 cameras. Oh, okay. There we go.
Yeah. Okay. So I've gone for a pair of these Satchler Ace systems. They were in the used section of B&H's site. It's a pretty good value. And then I got the slider. Not mad keen on sliders, but with the 2 camera setup, kind of all right to have one on. There's definite uses. I have no idea whether this is any good. Again, it was in the used section, and I was kind of running out of cash by this point. So it's something of an afterthought.
E-image is pretty safe.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's a 4-foot slider. Oh, my goodness. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
The price was more of a consideration than the length, I have to admit, with that one. But it does look like it's a handled one with a counterweight. And those things always just are a little easier to get a smooth run on. So we'll see. Into audio. So I've gone for a boom pole, the same ones that I think we've had in most of these challenges. Boom pole holder, and then I've gone for my shotgun, the S-Mic 2 from Deity, a standard XLR, I can't remember what length that was, but a long XLR cable. I've gone for the wireless Go Compact, but with the lav mic included, that package. Got something to monitor with, which I know we sometimes forget. Into lighting. Now I've gone pretty aperture, as one would expect. I've gone for a single 120 and a 300. Lots of flexibility with power with that. Can do a lot of modifications with the 300. You can bounce it and diffuse it a lot with so much grunt. And having seen your guys' content about the spotlight and read up a lot on that, I think that's great and gives a lot of interesting options as well. So I've gone for one of those.
Can I make a comment about that?
Yes.
And I'd like Caleb to chime in. I only got the Spotlight with the 19-degree lens, but they make one with a 26 and a 36. Caleb, my inclination would probably be to get the 26 as the all-arounder.
That's interesting.
How do you feel about that, Caleb? Because it's not that yeah.
Excuse me. Sorry, that got me. I think the 36 is where it's at, unless you're working in a space. Like if you wanted to cut a perfect 4x4 as like a kind of backfill, using that across the room, and you're not in a large room, I think the 36 is where it's at. The 26 is a little more precise and higher quality when it comes to the actual quality of the cut and all that. But you wouldn't be able to use that in a smaller room.
Okay. That's interesting, because I didn't really know which way to go on that, and they're all the same price.
Sure.
So you can switch that out with any of them.
Yeah, exactly. Or buy another lens for what is it, $200?
Yeah.
To add to
exactly 200 and change. Yeah, I'm actually not. Yeah, I didn't bring it up to like knock on it, even though you called me a liar earlier, but didn't. I just wanted to have a discussion about thinking about the correct degree angle on the lens, because I just found that the 19, while it was super crisp and clean and it cut beautifully, it's just a little too narrow for sort of day in, day out work. I think it has great applications when you're mounting it and you're projecting, let's say, a gobo onto a wall from far away. But I think that 26 or 36 would probably be better all-arounder for work. Yeah.
Are they doing a package where you can buy the Spotlight and with the set of 3 lenses?
Not yet. They are thinking about doing I would say I'll call it the longer lens, but with a wider throw of light. And then there has been talk about possibly doing a zoom, but zooms are hard when you're doing these types, because that's really where you start to lose in terms of quality on the edges, right? Because you have those crisp, clean cuts. Yep. Okay,
that makes sense. And then carrying on the aperture theme, Light Dome 2. Love that thing. Used that on a job recently. Very fast, easy to set up. Great piece of kit. And the Space Light, I got just because I find it quite a useful thing. Just so if you're lighting a room, just very easy and super cheap for those things. I mean, those things are normally like $400, so really useful. And then for doing what I'm doing behind me in here, being able to just wash a background with some color, I've gone for the Luxley Timpani 1x1 RGB. And then the F7, because we have to have it in every single one of these. It's just the rules. Super versatile light. I'm lighting, that's what I'm lighting myself with right now, bouncing to this speed board. Just $98. You've got to have it in every kit. Got to. All right, on to some glass.
Wait a second. EFF.
Okay.
Oh, okay, EFS. Now things are starting to reveal themselves.
Okay, so yeah, the EFS sort of narrows down what we might be going for camera-wise. This lens is great. Love it. Use it all the time for a run and gun lens. With the image stabilization on it, it's fantastic. It says it's 2.8. We talk about this lens a lot. It's not constant throughout. At the 55 end, I would say it's, I don't know, like half a stop you lose, but it's still great. I love that thing. Although dust does get in it, especially in Africa. And then I've gone for a set of primes, but with the AF. So I've gone for the Sigma 20 1.4 art, the 35 1.4 art, the 50 1.4
wait. That's Sigma
gravy.
Wait, hold on. The Sigma 35 is for Sony. So is that a different mount, or is that a mistake?
Okay, all right. That was a mistake on hitting the button. That was a used one, but they also had Canon.
Okay, no,
they did have a
the
Canon
only reason I'm asking is I thought you were going to go like, now you're really confusing me in terms of the camera, but I'm excited.
Yeah. Okay. So apologies for that. That is a genuine mistake. That should be an EF version. And the EF version was in for the same. Is this what? Sorry?
No, it's just the amount of lenses you have is just outstanding. Okay.
It's amazing.
It's just delicious.
It's great.
All right,
It's
let's
great.
go.
I'm
Yeah.
becoming a huge Sigma fan of late.
Yeah, I love those. I've been.
Here we go.
Oh,
Wow.
here we go. So we're going to reveal for the camera. So that gives that's a nice,
This
nice way to
makes up
stuff
for
for
the
interviews.
$8,000. Here we go. Here we go. Two of
So here
these.
we
Kaboom.
I didn't want to go for this because I already
boring
have
to you?
this. Yeah, exactly. Because this is kind of, you want to try something else, even though this is only virtually trying something else. It's like a little fantasy land. And I already own this camera, but after a year of owning it, I absolutely love it. And for this kind of work, I think it's great for many reasons, particularly working in 1-2-man crews. The AF is phenomenally good. It's the body's really strong. It puts up with a lot of abuse. The internal codec is, I've come around to the idea that the internal codec is such a plus and minus at the same time. The actual images that come off that with the 8-bit internal, because again, for the kind of work that I think we're talking about doing with this, RAW's probably a little OTT, but the internal codec is fantastic, and it's a lot better than the spec would suggest. But it does mean that broadcasters don't like that camera. Sure. Particularly in Europe, if people are taking broadcast jobs on, they want FS7.
All right, so can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What was your total price, taking into consideration the fact that they don't calculate the doubles and the multiple quantities and things like that?
I will show you in a second. I'm like $80 under, something like that.
Thank God, because you need 2 more SD cards, so that would help you a little bit.
No, I've got 2 SD cards. That's fine. I can have 1
cameras?
in each.
One in each camera.
It's fine.
For God.
It's fine. It's fine, Jem. It's absolutely fine.
Goodness,
I have got some more. There is a little budget left for a couple more. I think I did have 4 originally and moved. And then I've gone for, and again, the reason I've gone for this, I wouldn't go for this battery pack in real life, because the way these SWIP batteries, these were the first aftermarket batteries that became available for that system. And they have no contacts. They clip into the same battery cradle as the OEM ones, but there are no electrical connections on there whatsoever for sending power, but also there's no communication. So it doesn't have anything. They're just plastic. And then it has a DTAP on the back face of the battery, which you then put an adapter into the LEMO DC in.
That is funky.
Oh, it is. And very many people have burnt out the DC in circuitry from using third-party powering solutions, including this very kit. But the reason I've put this in is that there's a new product available, but it's not on B&H's website right now, and I can't remember the manufacturer off the top of my head, which is going to be a properly communicating battery, which goes through the normal battery port. And then there's the new batteries from, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago. That was announced at IBC.
Core SWF.
Core XWYZ.
Yes. Those guys have also brought a really brilliant solution out, and the pricing on that looks to be very good as well. So I've just put that in for that's a third-party battery solution, because the Canon genuine ones are so ridiculously over the top. So that's it. I feel like I've been really dull and uninteresting this week, but I do feel that is a very solid kit for the sort of work that I do. Yeah, that's it. And I love the C200, would buy another one. I use the EOS R as the B cam with mine, and it does match up pretty well, as again we've mentioned many times. And it's not a huge amount of work, but it is still some work. So a pair of C200s obviously makes your life an awful lot easier. And the total came to $24,921.41.
Okay.
Wow.
And that is my list.
Nice. It might be boring, but the nice thing is, if anyone's in this chat and they've got a bank account dedicated for gear and there's 25 grand in it, that's like a legitimately solid. I would say it's this is gonna just just bear with me for a second, folks. In the PC gaming world, when you're building a custom PC, there's a term called balanced. So when you're building a PC, you want a balanced machine where the power supply, the graphics card, the CPU, the RAM, everything's balanced. You don't have like everything in one chunk of the pizza pie, if you will, or a pie chart. So you don't want a monster CPU, but your graphics card is, you know, a wimp. You want a balanced, and yours is very balanced. Good camera, good support. Audio, I suppose, maybe a little, you know, not quite on par with the rest, but
no,
you could get that kit and do some great work.
Right. But I can help you because I'm a cheater, so I could get you some really good audio kit because I'll just sneak it into my $25,000 and just say, you know.
Well, I'd say because you can put two on, and it doesn't add the extra cost on. I wasn't accusing you of doing that. I said specifically that no one's ever done that in the history of these challenges.
Right, and you didn't mention my name quietly, Jim. Ben.
No one's done that before, Jim.
You just looked like you were looking at a frame, and I was just checking that you were hearing what I was saying. It was just I wasn't accusing you specifically of anything.
Right. God. No, of course not. I would never even think that you would ever do that. So why would we even have this discussion?
I don't know why we're having this discussion. Come on, show us your list.
Okay. So Jim, do you want to go next, or do you want to?
No, sure. I'll go next. Yeah.
All right. Let's do it.
I kind of flipped the script on this one. When I flip over, it may show the camera right away, or it might not. So we're just going to have to go with it. But I did something
quick update
a little
for those. Sorry to interrupt, Jim. Quick update for those tuning in. We're doing a kit, 25K. Each of us pulling up a list from B&H that we put together, and Jim is about to show us what's what. Boom.
Ben, no one has done what in the history of these challenges. Wink. Oh boy, there's so many comments here. I don't even know where to begin. Okay, fine. I'm going to go over and switch over to my list, and let's see if everybody sees it, and we'll send it to live. Let's do it. Okay. Oh, why is it not showing the list? Bingo. Do you guys see it? No, you don't.
Okay. I don't.
Okay, well, hold on. Just give me a second. It's not a big deal. We can make this work. I can feel good about this. Share. Boom. And it should show up. There we go. Does that show up? Let's see.
I don't see it on my end, but it might show up on the stream. Let me see.
Let me see. I'm going to send to live here, and let's see. And make sure it says. Okay, it's coming on. I think we're going to go. Everybody can probably hear us. Any comments in the chat until we see that showing up, and then I'll start to scroll up. Now you guys can all hear me, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it should show up. I see it on the output within the software here, but not on YouTube yet.
Okay, so it'll show up. I feel pretty good about it. Let's see what darkness. Oh, there is a list. There we go. Okay, first of all, I want to point out that this wish list on B&H's site can be a little bit uncooperative, and I'm going to give you some excuses here, but the reality is that putting the list together pretty much at the last minute, usually what you can do is you can prioritize your list, or you can set it to high to low or low to high. I was trying to prioritize it, but as I was making changes, it was changing the order. So I just said, forget it. I'm just going to go ahead and deal with it, and I'm going to do high to low. So I'm going to start at the bottom of the list. Once we start to get to some of the products, it will start to reveal kind of where my head was with things. Total amount is under $25,000. I don't have any multiple quantities here except for one thing, and that doesn't actually matter because I only needed one of them. It was just because I added it to the list twice. So don't give me too hard of a time, Mr. Ben Barden.
Speaking of a hard time, real quick, Chris has a great idea in the chat.
Yeah,
he says, I think at the end we should all vote on whose kit we would buy.
Yes.
Okay.
Great
so
idea.
Each of you, if you have 25 grand, let's just pretend everyone's got it. You get to pick one and buy it at the end. Boom.
Well, I'm going to say so far, I'm going to buy Ben's list over mine. Even though he's accused me of being less than honest, but it's okay. So, but I did want to flip the script. So I did start going down the route of, okay, let me just add stuff that I own that I think would be the best recommendation. And I said, let me look at the landscape and come up with something that I would enjoy using that that I think would make a lot of sense for a lot of people, and I'll give you my thought process behind that. So at the beginning of this list, it's pretty boring. Of course, I want to have a gray card in here so that I can balance or log. So I always basically have that in there. I've got an XLR cable in here. I believe this is a 25 footer, so I'm going to use that. I've got my standard Matthews mini grip head and mini clamp. That's going to be to hold, as you'll see, like a multi-in-one reflector. I've got a single Rode WS8 Deluxe windshield. It says 2 here. It's only calculating 1, so that's still part of the price. And then you'll start to see that I've got some stuff primarily related to audio here. So I've got a little reverse legs light stand. That's generally going to be to hold the reflector. I've got a shotgun mount for, and this can actually be used on camera for a cold or hot shoe, and then also on a boom pole. There's my Impact 5-in-1 collapsible reflector. I love the ones from companies like Westcott, but the reason I picked this one is it has handles. So I can take that mini Mathellini clamp from Matthews and I can clamp onto that reflector, and I can use it in a number of ways. This should start to give you guys an idea of where I'm going in terms of lighting. I've got an Aperture Lantern softbox. I think that for $89, it's one of the best values in terms of what you can get for modifying a light, skirts and all that fun stuff. So you can light a lot of things with that. As with Ben, how can you not have the F7 in there for $98? And I have another sort of standby here. Now, it's hard for me to make decisions sometimes in terms of exactly what I should include, and I went a certain direction this time. So the reason you don't see the Booklight kit or the DP kit is you'll see that I lean towards spending a little bit more money on some stuff later on, and I had to make some decisions when it came to lighting. To make a very flexible kit, but also to be realistic about, coming within the budget. So I've got a 6x6 silent light grid cloth from Matthews. I carry this with me pretty much anywhere. You can hang it between 2 C stands. You can push a smaller light source through it and make a really beautiful soft light. It's a little tricky sometimes because I would love to have, and I very often times will use the DP kit with the floppy cutter to cut light on the background. But one way to use this modifier is to side key. And if you're side keying, it looks really beautiful and you're not getting a lot of spill. Sometimes you can just take a little piece of Duvetine or something and just hang it, or a piece of black wrap, black aluminum foil, and just wrap that around your key so that you're not getting spill on the background. So there are ways to do that very inexpensively. I've got another light stand here. I love this little Airy AS1 lightweight stand. And one of the reasons I love it is because the baby pin on it is an actual full-size baby pin. So you can, have you guys ever used a light stand where the pin is just a little too short for the light you're putting on? Yes. So this is like proper. So I think, sometimes you got to spend a little money. This is kind of for my standing key light that might be pushed through that 6x6. Again, we're starting to see where my thought process is in terms of at least one of my lights. So I've got the Fresnel 2X. That's the version 2. It's a beautiful little Fresnel fixture and a huge improvement over version 1, which had light spill on the sides. $120. And while I really wanted to put the spotlight in there for $500, I decided, I want to have some control over my light, but I'm not able to afford that in the kit that I'm putting together today. Coming up here, I've got a Matthews C-stand. I've got an Impact. I'm trying to get around that whole problem we have of not being able to have quantities of 2. So I'm picking 2 stands that are basically the same price and just figuring that I might buy matching ones, but you guys get the basic idea. And then I've got an Impact combo boom stand. This is one of my favorite stands. And this is a stand that basically on the end, you can flip the spigot to either be a 1/4-20 or a 3/8-16. And I use this stand all of the time when I'm booming a microphone for sit-down interviews, because I don't have a boom operator. I don't have somebody with a boom pole. So I think it's a good investment. And
love it.
Okay, then we've got I have 3 of them. They're awesome.
Yeah.
The Watson 2 battery kit with charger. This is really so that I have enough batteries for that F7 because I'm relying upon that with battery power. Now, here's where we start to see, well, maybe you don't see it. This is along the lines of what Ben was talking about. So this is the Core SWX Nano. It's a 98 watt hour. It's got USB. It's got a P or a D tap. And this particular battery is going to be used with my camera system as the larger battery, so I can run all day. And this is where you're going to start to see where my thought process is for a camera system, which you might think is very un-me, but isn't quite un-me. So I've got 220 gig XQD cards. Again, picking 2 different manufacturers just because of the whole stupid quantity thing and for time. But I would probably wind up buying matching ones from Sony for this or Delkin. And then my HD 25 Plus headphones, which are my go-tos for both production and also for post. Microphone-wise, the NT55 for boomed mic. And then we're starting to now get into monitoring. This is a great deal. They're doing a deal with the Small HD Focus SDI version for $380. They call it their gimbal kit, but I'm picking it just because it's got lots of GAC. It's got extra. And of course, this is where the other Sony NPF battery is going, is onto this. So I've got plenty of batteries for this little thing. You guys seeing what I'm seeing? Are you guys hearing me still?
You could just tap out of your battery on whatever camera you chose, right?
Well, that
there's no power
too.
input on it. Just kidding.
Well, no, there's a power input on the Focus. So there is a P-tap. Yeah, there's a P-tap option that you can get from Small HD. And in fact, that's how I'm using my Focus on the XT3. I'm using a dummy battery.
Like a battery adapter?
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
Yo,
For some reason I thought, okay, got it. Sick.
And they have all of those. Yeah, okay, cool. 800 nit. Love the Felix lights. They can get pretty expensive, but the classic for just a kicker for a bicolor doesn't have the plus minus green, but for $395, it's a solid little light. Love the quality. Using it right now for the kick on the side of my face, but I'm using the Pro. Let's get into some more memory here, because Ben doesn't have enough memory, so I'm making up for it with plenty of memory for my particular camera, so I don't have any issues in terms of delivering content to my client. Just saying. So
can I just interject for a second on that point?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Just briefly.
Let's go. Yeah, why not?
I think that you're talking about this in terms of making up for my deficiencies in memory, rather than the fact that the first one of these you didn't have any at all, which I think is really what you're compensating for. But carry on.
But at least I was honest in terms of how much stuff I had. But that's okay. Let's let's see what happens. Going back here, and hopefully Lightstream doesn't take too long to update the stream, and everybody can see this. In fact, Caleb, give us, just while we're doing this quick update, because I did a switch, anybody, the tension, guys, there's always tension, but it's a beautiful thing.
Anybody what?
Yeah, XQD will work in the CFast slot of the C200, Chris. Sure it will. You're a ridiculous human being. And I love that David just interjects, I'm on a Dos Equis Amber with a lime, as if that, like, where did that come in 42 minutes into the live stream?
Maybe he's watching from the beginning and he thinks it's live or something. I don't know.
Oh,
or he's just like, you know what? Here's what I'm drinking. And that's all good.
Ship failed. Here we go. Oh, that's amazing. Okay. I got to go faster now because Caleb's got to get his list in. Okay, so now we go. This is an interesting one. This is a 90-watt thing. I wanted to put a light in there that had a softbox and things like that, but was bicolor. Westcott just came out with a version 2 of their Solix, which is like $350. You can get it with a softbox and barn doors and stuff like that for $459. I was like, let me throw it in the kit today. I thought it might be interesting to have another one. Wooden camera, zip, follow focus, single rod, 19 and 15 mil. I've got here we go. Now I'm revealing myself. Small rig, accessory kit. I'm going single camera, everybody. I have an aperture Lightstorm, which now makes sense for the Fresnel and the other attachments. And let's see what else I've got. Oh, I've got a Sony, the 55 f1.8. That's a delicious lens. Yeah. Really great lens. In fact, that's the reason that Zeiss doesn't make a 50 millimeter for Sony, because they have this. I mean, I wanted to put the 40 mil, but this is a beautiful lens. And you know, you've used this lens, right?
Yeah,
Caleb, I know, has for sure. It's a great lens. It is gold. So I needed something that was bokeh-licious. This is that light that I'm going to put through the 6x6, which is the Light Panels Astra 6X bicolor. And I think it's a good light. And now that they have the repair program that's been implemented, I feel pretty confident about that. And I'm spending some real money today, children.
Oh my gosh.
This is the Miller CX8. I'm buying one of these. This is an investment for 15, 20 years. This is going to be my fluid head for the camera system and the next camera system that I use. I love the Miller CX series. So, okay, you ready for this? Uh-oh. Can you guys see? Did I lose you?
Oh, there it is.
Oh, nice. Okay.
You hear me?
So have you got? Did you get the twins though?
Beautiful. Oh, two of them.
Okay. All right.
Oh my.
I'm going single camera, everybody. So so this is the big difference in some respects between my kit today and Ben's kit. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to say, if I'm committing to Sony E-mount, I want to have lenses and I want to have equipment that's going to allow me to do the job right. So I'm clearly not leaning towards an AF-based camera. This is my flip the script. So I've got that 55 1.8. I've got these two T2.9s, the 18 to 55, the 50 to 135s, which I think are phenomenal lenses. Quite honestly, if Fujifilm came out with a digital cinema camera, I'd probably buy these in X mount and they would be my go-to. What I would hope they would do is update them with electronics so that you could use an AF system, but you never know what's going to happen in the future. And then I went with what I thought was tremendous value for a digital cinema camera with the recent $1,500 price drop. And yes, I'm losing the very ND electronic ND system. But, you know, image-wise, if you're shooting with this camera system in Cine EI, love the picture with the correct LUTs. And I have shot more than my share of projects with this camera. I would say it's pretty similar between this and the C300 Mark II. C300 Mark II edging it out a little. And believe it or not, I think you'll believe it, I first started with the C300 Mark II. I went through the whole C200 kind of, am I going to go that route? And the first decision I made was I'm going single camera and I'm going to put my investment into glass and into my lighting. And that's what I got. So there's my list. I don't know if it's good, but that's what I got for you.
Yeah, okay. Those Fujinons are just phenomenal. So I think, and if I make a point, and what yours trumps mine, is that particularly in Europe, that camera is in so much demand for broadcast work. So that opens more doors for you in terms of
Jam, do you hear Ben?
I don't. Ben kind of dropped off. I just realized
that was muted. That was awkward.
Oh.
No.
Hello?
Hold on.
Can you hear me?
I see him on the stream output, but in the studio, he's gone.
I've lost him for some reason. Hold on.
Really?
Hang in there, Ben.
I'm trying to reconnect you, Ben, but you're not. I can hear you, but I don't know if the people can hear you. Can you hear me?
Can you guys hear me? Oh, they hear me. They can hear me. It's fine.
Okay.
But you can't hear me.
Oh, fine. I can. Can you hear me, Caleb?
Caleb's gone.
Caleb's.
It said he left the room. It chucked me out before, so I don't know if that was, and then I had to log back in. So I don't know what's going on. Oh no, Caleb's gone. Oh wow. Okay, so I don't know who's here and who's not, but I have lost Jem and Caleb. So I don't know if you guys can hear those two, or if you're just stuck with me. Can you hear those two as well, or just me? Okay. But you can hear me. All right. I can't even remember where we were up to. What I was saying was, well, it sounds like it's Jem's connection that's gone down.
Oh, rats. Well, the room is still up. That's good, right?
Oh, right. Okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
this.
I know the feed's going out, but yeah, they're still chatting. They could hear me. You two both got. Did you get kicked out? Because it happened to me before that it threw me out and I had to log back in. Yeah. Oh. Okay. So apparently, sound. Me and you are back, but guys, are we still? Is this, but it's just black. Okay. So it's just. Well, me and you are back. But I think maybe just audio. Guys, can you see us, or is it just a black screen? Okay. Yeah. So they can hear us and see the logo screen, or they can hear me. They're saying and hear the. So Ben, tell us about the monkeys. Oh, it's just me. They can't hear you.
Caleb, I'm back. I don't know what's going on with this thing, but I'm going to set you back up, Caleb. Can you give me your, Caleb, give me your, give me your share screen, and then I'll make sure we're all up. Okay, hold on. Sending, I'm going to do add to scene. There you are. I'm going to scale this, and then we are going to get you back on right now. Unbelievable. Are they going to give me any tech support? I don't think so. Really? I don't know about that. Here we go. Can you hear me? We're going live.
We're all back.
Okay.
Whereas back in the day, this would have been game over.
Yeah, I don't understand how this is possible. Here we go. Gem on screen. Yep. Gem is back. Okay. Here we go. Caleb?
Yes, sir.
Okay, your list is up. And I think you're going to be live in a second. And let me just make sure you are. Yep.
Yeah, they can hear us all. They can see the list. We're good.
Your list is up. Yep. And let's go.
Yep. All right, here we go. So there's the price, folks. Let me pull that window up. 1 second.
What is this price?
24,884. So I've got some coin left.
Beautiful. You can buy some SD cards for Ben.
There you go. All right. Sound devices Mix Pre 3 Mark II. So we're getting into raw audio here.
Yeah. You see,
Sorry.
I could tell as soon as you started, Crit, it's sort of been all, yeah, your audio, not so much. I knew this is where we were going from the off with you.
Oh, right. Okay. All right. So here we go. Not raw audio, but you guys know what I mean.
Yeah.
32 float.
32-bit, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, fancy.
Sennheiser MKE 600. Got a mount for that. Let me just make sure you guys are seeing what I'm seeing.
Look at
okay.
he's going all high end and everything. This is just
good mic.
I know this is not. This is
well
not very
head.
Caleb.
It's not at all.
All right.
Well, we got 25 grand.
A6400 coming. There's an A6400 coming.
Yeah, right.
Maybe like 4
I
of
will say, as we get into this, I went
Okay.
super not Caleb. So if you're a fan of mine and you're in the comments and you're used to like, GH5s and all this kind of thing, this is not going to be that kind of list.
Okay.
K-Tech. We got a boom holder.
Mm-hmm.
We got a 25-foot. I stand with Jem. I think 25 feet is, what you got to do.
Beautiful.
G4 wireless system.
Goodness, so nice as well.
I love
really
D80,
like you.
and I love the Rode wireless
God,
Go.
you are
but
flipping the script really.
you can't be messing around. When you're in the big leagues.
Have you had a head injury this week? This is weird.
Yeah. Remember,
when you're shooting with an iPhone 11 Pro, you need to make sure you have really good audio for double system sound. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. This isn't a YouTube kit. This is we're making commercials, documentaries.
We're making movies.
There was a slight error. This list does not include this. And by the way, the numbers are in there for the quantities.
Sure.
So this doesn't exist, okay? Pretend that's not there. Okay. Somehow I don't want to refresh the page and screw everything up. So anyway, that's fine. That's not there. That's not there either. Bear with me. So those aren't there. They can technically be in the kit, but I made some last minute changes and this page didn't get refreshed. 4 C stands. Shut up, Jem. 4 C stands.
No. I'm reading Chris's comment. He goes, that's 6 XT3 cameras for bullet time interviews. It's ridiculous. I don't even know what that means. I'm not making fun of you.
You guys
it's ridiculous.
At the end of this, it's a matrix camera, the line of cameras. The circle of cameras.
The mannequin fell on the cable router.
Oh, no. That's gold. Whoever wrote that gets like a free camera or something.
Chris is on a roll tonight. All right, come on. Sorry.
Dang it, Chris. All right, so we got 4 C stands. Impact turtle base. I've had one of these or several of these for 10 years, and they're dynamite. 2 Aperture 300D Mark IIs.
My goodness.
I think this light is just the best. 2 Impact 6-inch and Jaws. We've got the similar to what Ben chose, except mine doesn't come with a flag or a floppy cutter or whatever.
Yep.
Or a nice little payment to Jem.
Oh, thank you. Wow, you guys are very nice. Very nice.
So
appreciate it.
Yeah.
So I'm doing the Booklight kit for my key with one of the 300Ds. Is everything okay? I heard Ben coming in and out there.
Oh, it's fine.
Seems like it's okay.
4x4 with the other light as kind of a back. It can be whatever, but as kind of like a back fill, kind of situation. We threw in the 36-degree spotlight mount, which again, with the second 300D, gives you ridiculous amounts of flexibility. E-Image GH06, which is I've got 2 of these in the studio, and they could easily handle a lot of weight, and they're phenomenal.
So I'm assuming locked off shots, so you're not panning or tilting at all with these.
You could easily pan and tilt. They're great. I mean, if you just search on YouTube this tripod, you'll find Philip Bloom putting one of his Millers in a bag and choosing this for certain situations.
I was taking the piss, and here you are correcting me. Man, I'm gonna have to get one of these and try it.
Yeah, Philip Bloom. It's like a lighter weight. The head is amazing. It's really great.
And it's carbon fiber legs, and the whole thing is $699.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
You got to check it out, man. I'd love to hear your opinion as like a Miller user.
Yeah.
Sigma 18 to 35 Canon EF.
Oh, good choice in lens. And now we're getting interesting.
Sigma 24 to 72.8.
Beautiful.
Canon again.
And here we go. So are we ready?
Yeah.
So there's two.
Ready.
Yeah, okay.
Our chat, are you prepared for what kind of level of crazy Kayla's about to go?
I don't even know. Oh, Suki. Oh, my goodness.
My God.
Unbelievable.
So super not
What
Caleb
is that?
move.
It's like the anti-Caleb. What's happening
I
here?
know. I spent more than half my budget on the camera. I just thought I'd go baller on this.
And what's the what? Yeah, the Sigma 18, the 35. Yeah, that's
lenses are weak for sure.
No,
lenses are what weak.
No, they're not. But it's I guess just in terms of quantity. But wow.
I mean, I have no prime.
That's no, but 1835 is a cracking bit of kit.
Yeah. So essentially, I'm kind of using that as like two prime-ish lenses when it comes to speed.
But the 1835 is crop sensor, no?
Correct. Oh, correct.
And the C500 is full frame. I know you can use it in crop, but okay.
So I've got one full frame.
But okay,
well,
I'm 30 there. No, he can use it in all three, even 16 mil. Okay, fine. Okay, we'll give him that.
Well, and the Sigma 18 to 35 at 35 will cover full frame.
Yeah, the 35 end. Yeah.
And the camera here does come with a 512 gig card and a reader. So we're good there.
And a set of batteries?
And battery. I think a battery, so I'm kind of weak there as well. Where is it? The wireless kit actually comes with a $100 B&H gift card. So technically I'm like $300 under budget or something.
Wow.
Okay.
120.
Do you have a cell battery for your camera? Or you? It comes with a 60, right, Caleb? It does come with the 60.
Yeah. The camera.
Yeah, it comes with the larger of the batteries. I think now they don't give you the 30. So it gives you the 60, and you've got the card. I'd say just like your comment with Ben on audio, I think you're a little light on your media and probably powering solutions, though this is a pretty solid
media
kit
power and lenses. Yeah, this is a afternoon shoot kit, not a full day.
It's like a Mary Poppins.
I tried to squeeze.
Kit.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, that's nice. Oh, yeah, I just blew it all on the camera because why not? I mean, lighting.
Why not?
I feel like it's gotten a lot more affordable. Audio with the sound devices, Yeah. So. So yeah. There it is.
I don't know. I don't know who you are anymore. This is just.
This is the way it should be, though. This is beautiful.
The world's changed.
So in recap, I think we all chose very interesting things, and each had. I feel like Jem kind of was well-rounded. I mean, he had stinking great cards in there for crying out loud. So that was well played. What do you guys think? Thoughts? I need to pull up new windows because everything got all crazy there for a little bit.
Well, while we're waiting for people to decide what they're going to go for, I would say that in terms of the market for freelancers right now, I think Jem's kit, if you're touting yourself out as a cameraman, you're camera op with your own gear, Jem's kit is, and with that camera, that's the employable kit right now.
Well, can I say something, though?
Yeah, go on.
I have to admit something, and I think I can handle it pretty easily by getting rid of a light or doing something. But originally, inside of this kit, and I was wondering why my numbers were under 25,000, I had the UWP dual channel receiver with 2 transmitters inside of the kit. or I could go single transmitter receiver to make sure that I had a lavalier solution, which is about $600. So what I would probably do is drop a light or a couple of things on the kit in order to put that in there. So the big mistake here is that I just have that boomed mic, and I should have a lavalier, but I still feel pretty confident with what I have in the basket that I could make a $600 change, and I could get a wireless lav and receiver UWP kit inside of there.
Okay.
So I just wanted to point that out because nobody had mentioned it, and it was in the basket before. So yeah, yep.
But what's interesting is that we may be seeing a shift in the cameras that people are asking for. I think the C500 is such a game changer. It's got the good codec, and where the broadcasters start coming back to that, I'm very excited by that 500. I want it a lot. But then also, I think for what I'm doing at the moment, which is generally this kind of work, having a completely matched pair of cameras has a lot of benefit too. I can't pick a winner from us. Like, honestly, for me, if someone said, between the three of us now, you've got your 25 grand, which kit do you go buy? I honestly don't know what I'd do. All three of them have a really serious plus, particularly on the camera side.
Yeah, you're right. I'm trying to
You've got the best audio, Caleb.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, all of our cameras have great audio, but I don't know. More and more, I'm just into that like audio bag style of doing things. Yeah. Yeah, it's very interesting. But you're totally right. Ben's got like go ahead.
Sorry, no, I was just saying I like that style too, but it's very hard to do when you're in a 1 or 2 man crew situation. The bag style audio. Do you know what I mean? A double system is hard, for sure, and monitoring.
Well, it's a lot easier when it's the sound devices and the pre's are insanely clean, and it's 32-bit float. I would say it's easier than camera.
Would you? I actually have a question about that because I had done a quick survey this week. Do you think we're ever going to see 32-bit float in camera at some point, so we can do single system with 32-bit float? Will somebody make that jump?
I don't know. Maybe someday, but I feel like we're ways away from that. You know, I feel like camera audio tech really hasn't advanced very far. But you know,
But then generally audio tech is being quite incremental. This is quite a big step. This is the first huge audio leap in at our end of things. So I don't know. It's the kind of thing that Sony or Panasonic might just chuck in.
Yeah, that's
out of the blue.
Potentially true.
Because it seems to be that where we were expecting camera specs to go, and they're not really pushing things on and on. It's it's really incremental now, and audio is where there's real room to make your mark. I think in the way that Sony has been doing and sticking so many features in their cameras, even at fairly low end. I don't know. I would see that potentially happening reasonably soon. I mean, in the chat, Caleb, everyone seems to be siding with you.
Well, I think I like Chris's comment here. Again, Chris is on point all night. I think Ben's kit seemed most versatile, easy to use, but Jem's kit was my winner with FS7 Fujinon combo. True. He kind of had it in the bag with that. I mean, that combo, what can you not shoot?
Right.
And with the 55-1.8, one of the best like E-mount lenses ever. The C500 II kit is too much for me, though the sound was excellent. So I do want to point out though that that for one of the things for me is that Ben is the only person who went with a 2-camera kit. And when it comes from a client, he's got 2 of those.
From a client standpoint, a lot of the content that we are shooting right now requires 2 cameras. In fact, a lot of the content I create requires 2 cameras. And so I kind of, again, like you did today, Caleb, kind of flipped the script a little bit and said, I'm going to spend all my money on lenses this time, which is what I did. I mean, I have $9,000 of that $25,000 is on just glass alone.
And another $2,500 on sticks, like a solid sticks and head set.
Exactly. Yep.
I like this one, guys. I like this one a lot.
Yeah, it was great. Good. Pitter patter,
Very
little children,
solid.
all the good stuff. Yep.
I like this one a lot. It felt good. I mean, Ben kind of went, with his C200. Jem, I'm proud of you for going Sony.
Oh, thank you.
That was fun. Something else, right?
Yeah.
And we're gonna have to think of another kit.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think
these are fun. I've missed doing these.
Yeah, I know. This was a lot of fun. I think two things. One, we should figure out a way to share the upcoming challenge with people on a stream before we do it. Because I want to, y'all in the chat, you got your opinions, but I'd love to see your kits too. And then secondly, one of these days, doesn't have to be the next challenge, but I think it'd be kind of fun to do a challenge where we're not allowed to use anything we've used in previous challenges.
Ooh.
Anything you've ever picked for one of these challenges, can't do it.
Okay.
Because that would make things very interesting for everybody.
It would be it's the stuff that you've never used but would use challenge or something like that. Yeah.
Something like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Bart, there is a way you can build your own kits and participate. What you basically have to do is you have to go to B&H. You have to create a wish list. And my advice would be to create that list, create a PDF of it, and then submit it at thec47.com/contact. And once I get that list, I can include it in the show. So what do you think, Caleb? We should do something like that. We should share other people's lists.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Maybe maybe in the future we put it out there what the challenge is with the specifics, the rules, if you will. You guys submit, and then we pick the top 3.
Yeah. I like that idea.
So should we say that's going to be, should we say next week for that? Should we give it a shot? I mean,
should we push it 2 weeks out so we can promote it next week's show?
Yeah,
because 3, we got to get people to do it. So in the chat,
it's going to be hard. I'm traveling a lot coming up, so that's the tricky part. All right, so what's next week's show? What should we do then? Because it's been, we'll talk about it offline before Friday is over. Let's do it. Beautiful.
Okay.
Amazing. I love this.
Don't fail us, chat. I'm looking at a couple names that I expect to see something, okay? Chris, you're going to be doing the challenge. Bart, you got to do it.
Yeah, and you can't include a mannequin, okay? That's not allowed. Thank you. It's ridiculous.
So what did we say? I missed that, by the way. Are we doing next week or the week after?
I have no idea.
We're going to do this the week after for the submitted.
Okay.
I don't know how we're going to do it. I'm going to be.
All right. We'll announce it next week. We'll figure it out and we'll announce it next week. How about that?
Yeah. Okay.
Good.
Cool.
Good. All right. Good. Perfect. Awesome. And take us out, Mr. Caleb.
Well, it's been a good one. I enjoyed this one. I think it was very well balanced. Not one person got thrown under the bus too much, which I'm sure Jem appreciates. Getting a little break. Ben and I didn't have as much fun time. And you, everyone who tuned in, looking forward to more of these in the future. And Ben, Jem, anything to add before we sign off for the evening?
This was just lots of fun. Really enjoyed tonight, and really looking forward to seeing what you guys come up with and getting involved in it. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Subscribe.
Just thanks to
everybody, by the way.
Yeah, subscribe. Thanks to everybody for participating. It makes Camera and Flash a fun part of every. What the heck? Oh, you're reading some stuff.
See you next time for some technical issues.
Okay, I think we should have 360 on the show one day, and we'll make him run the live stream. Okay,
there you go.
There you go. It's a beautiful thing. Thank you, everybody. Oh, Mike, nice to see you. I don't think Mike has ever posted, Mike Swaim. So I see a couple of Nockstrom Digital Media, Drailks, some new names here. And make sure that you have the DVX 100 kit on that list, on your list, even though it wasn't on the list tonight. It was there in. I got to get out of here. This is ridiculous. I'm going to go set up for a still shoot. It was a pleasure. Love you guys. And thanks again, Caleb, for hosting the show. And now you look crystal clear. So apparently Lightstream's technology is absolute ass, but I love the platform when it works.
Blows.
Beautiful. Awesome. Okay, switching over to the logo.
Good night. No night. Not okay now. Oh, they can still hear us, by the way. Yeah, they can definitely still hear me. Okay.